Right, just making some notes. In England, the only thing I'd sustained is trauma-based mind control. The trauma base from incident of 13th December 2018. Attempted murder of my life. And the old lawyers all those years ago failed to tell me about the offer compensation. Now, since I found all these years on and studied contract law, common law, many subjects since, criminal injuries compensation limited company, head office in Glasgow, their agents, the CEOs, my counterclaims had been responded to. When I got failed by the former law company's agents in 2010. So when I sustained my first stroke in 2011, physically got one over 2009. And the public servants offered me personal care and all that which I had to study by 2012 to date, 2022. All aspects of subjects of contract law, common law, statute law, etc. Here we are to date. Finding out the setups are being robbed. 2018, 2019, 2021 and 2022. Especially the 2022 one is basically the demonic demons, Freemasons linked to key individuals for years, ever since I did what I am still, who blocked and are breach of contract of 2009 to date, the housing company's local agents. And they're using a scapegoat of my past trauma experiences to relabel me with something I haven't got, to 4th century, to a private dwelling. And this is a quotation. Section, the Statute Act, Mental Health Act, 1983, Section 135, to 4th century, to a private dwelling, one's private dwelling, to take one out to a place with a approved mental health worker. Well, my old neighbour, 2019, he got set up. He still lives at the top of the block of flats. And the perpetrator, police informers all around me, being rated like anything. And my sister set me up 2018-19, stopped talking to me and helping me. So did my adult son. 2020, 2021, and disappeared off the face of the earth when I got robbed on Thursday the 13th, 2022. And the police called at my door, 2 agents. I'd wondered what happened. All of my belongings got stolen. They should inform me I was being recorded on a body camera. I'm making this video because I saw someone's stream. And she was absolutely shocked, bless her. She had a domestic dispute with her partner and she went on stream because the police were going to do a welfare check on her. No. I'd noticed that before, not her, but other scenarios. And I just dawned on me to look it up, what the statute, the correct procedures were to follow. Don't forget, in the Coronavirus Statute Act 2020, that part, which I'm about to quote, the Act, they only need one male or female employed as a doctor to imply they got concerns about one, and they can make that decision as well. And then also within that Statute Act, I'm looking at it in that regard at the moment, Section 3 and Section 2, they accuse a family member. So when you target individual, be careful as well. This is a very demonic time, because when you're awakened and know you're spiritually awakened too, they'll do anything. These demonic entities in these souls of men and women in their public role. And that brings me on to they get away with the breach of the public oath of office quite a few times. I just kept notes and diaries and entries. So, and then that led to the contract to service my medical loan equipment for 2 years being blocked. No matter what emails I've done, recorded posts as well, the head office in England, the CEOs, is being blocked. He put me on a bloody watch list. I haven't done nothing to nobody. So, yeah, so when my son visited me back in, all the entries I've got, all the notes I've kept in journals and what went on, and the messages I've just had to keep. I've got all these reports to confirm who failed me and all the harassment, the harm, the alarms, discrimination, you name it's been going on. And who's behind it all. And all along, DunandBradstreet.co.uk is a limited company. Well, it's a website. You can get the DUNS numbers of the public funded companies, which I've done all this before, to let these agents know that it's all contract law, common law, and other subjects interlinked. So when I keep my handwritten notes, it's just to remind me, but I didn't know that there's Stephen Martin's report, it's a male forensics report, 2006 and 7, of the effects of attempted murder in my life would be used against me all these years on. And they deliberately blocking all goods and services to me to make out that I am not engaging. So we got a guy that was used, he's a Freemason called David H., used in the mental capacity assumptions. I've already rebutted this to public servants in my area. They now changed their company. It's a public funded company. The claims about my private life. I'm able to make a decision quite clearly. 21st of 6th, 2021, we responded back to their agent and data protection department, ceasing to cease from false information and share my data. All about that, I sent their own documents back. National UK policies showed that Department of Works and Pensions and the company, the lump sum recovery department, if you take anything above £6,000, it affects your disability income. So say you are on the personal independence payment, universal credit, ESA, support group rate, whatever. It affects everything you've ever been offered funding since the date you're taught the crime. So you can't be paid twice. So that's why I did the 5-page affidavits 4 times in a row now. Yeah, since throughout end of 2020, throughout especially 2021, where the assumption every one of these public servants deliberately ignores the fact that I struggle with the phone calls. There's no obligation, okay? So when you do your documents, they're typed up and they're clear and they're concise and it's lawful. They just ignore it because it's a game, it's a commerce, it's business. And my clear instructions was to dismiss the matter, and they're accusing one as not responding to these agents, and they work in hand together. So they contact the local agents in my area. 2019, it's a clerk called Frank. He lied about me, he shared my data without my consent, and those local agents claimed I was not engaging with them. Offers a contract, in other words. Hold on, you cannot have force and cohesion being forced to use the offer of goods and services. And this is what the housing's always been behind it, local agents, Freemasons. A certain individual who lives right opposite me, he's pushing the boat and all this. He's using his connections, Freemasonry and the police, and they're using their connections to hire areas of the lodges nationally in the UK. It's very dark and demonic. And this is how they're physically assaulting me, attacking me, affecting my personal life, and trying to get me negative and constantly do this. And I've been so ill with all this bugs or viruses, whatever I've got. And I haven't had the strength to do anything since the last lot of documents of the 18th of the 1st, 2022, because it just keeps re-traumatising. You know, it's what they want, to re-traumatise, relive the events. So just doing a video, and I need to upload it and keep it short as possible because of my data plan. This is my nightmare, physically. And oh yeah, it's not easy to fear. The fear game is what these demonic entities feed off the energy of the fear. And the trauma and the parasites, I tell you, really are. And it makes me to look bad because they blocking my repairs. They breached contract with housing subject since middle of July 2017. 2022 now. And they've moved all their perpetrators, police informers and all these blacks around here. And they got no problems whatsoever. And there's stuff that's going on under my nose. They turn a blind eye. But I don't do nothing. And I get this on my plate. Anyway, point is, we're living in the end of times. And it's just a spiritual war. And it's serious issues. And people are struggling, not just me. I'll keep going the best I can, so just an update because I have not done nothing to nobody, and this is what they're doing to me.